Berta J, and you're back in my kitchen with me today to make what a lot of you requested, tofu bites. Very simple, very easy, but in the end, very delicious. Let's get started. To make tofu bites, you need tofu. And so what you purchase is 1 pound of extra firm tofu. Now I just got the tofu from my local grocery store. Pour off the tofu, water. It's packaged in water. Okay, so I'm just going to pour it off so you can see how much is there. You're going to pour that off. Here's a couple of things I want to tell you. When you take it out of the package, there'll be more water coming out. And there is sold in stores and such tofu presses. And you can press it with a tofu press. Or you can just squeeze out the water with your hands. I know a lot of really experienced cooks probably say, Berta, what in the world are you doing? But I found when I pressed it, the tofu, once I baked it, was a little bit tough. And I didn't like that. When you do it this way and you squeeze out as much as you can with your hands, I find that I like the consistency better. It's softer. The outside is still cooked and baked, you'll see, but the inside is softer, and I really like that. So I just squeeze out as much as I possibly can with my hand. But again, if you want to use that tofu press, you can do that. So then move this to the side for right now. I guess we could cut it up now. What do you think? Because the thing that we have to do is make the sauce for it so that we can put it on the tofu and bake it. Okay, so I have this little cup that I use from that my husband got me for my Vita mixer. And you blend up all these different ingredients in here. However, if you don't have a Vitamix, you don't have a little cup, you can use a blender. You could probably even use your food processor with an S-blade. Or you could just stir it up really, really well. Okay? Either way works. This is my favorite because it's easy. Okay, we start with 3 tablespoons of tamari, which is reduced sodium, already here. So just pour it in. And you know my favorite words. Each one of these, you have to get it all because there's stuff clinging to the sides of this little bowl. And because tamari, even though it's reduced sodium, is very salty, I add water to it. 2 tablespoons of water go in. Then Italian spices or Italian blend. And that is a teaspoon of that. And then also a teaspoon of parsley flakes go in. Then we're going to put in a half a teaspoon of onion powder and then a quarter of a teaspoon of a quarter of a teaspoon of garlic powder. And the last, I put in 2 peppers just to give it some spice. If this is too much for you, it's okay. You can either leave out one or not put it in at all. I used a pinch. You know my little spoons? There's a pinch of each one of these, of some cayenne pepper and black pepper, ground, both of them. Dump that in too. I just mix it up a little because you see all the spices are just sitting there on the top. So I just push it down, and then I have this little blade goes on this top. Now you turn it on. Okay, you're done. Do that for about, I guess it was about 30 seconds. Now, there are many ways you can cut tofu. I'm going to cut it right down the middle because I want to get good little blocks. You can cut the half in half, half again, each half in half. Do it again this way. Cut it in half. In half again. So now you have 4 by 4, you have 16. You're going to end up with 32. This knife I'm using is not a tofu knife. This is actually a bread knife, but it's so thin and skinny, it works really well with a half a block of tofu. But it's up to you to decide what you want to do. I take another little container, and this is going to be a lot of mixture, and you're going to have some left over. But I make this much so that the next time I want to make some tofu, I don't have to mix up all of these ingredients. I already have it in the refrigerator. And it seems to stay for a long time because it's mostly tamari, which is salt, and water and spices. That's all it is. Preheat your oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. You will put your tofu onto a parchment-lined baking sheet. And I'm going to use my toaster oven. Okay, so I pour it on here. So you take each one, and you just turn it over. Now this takes a while. You just keep doing it until you finish, that's all. Now I want to tell you the truth about tofu. I don't really eat a lot of soy, and I don't eat a lot of tofu. I'm sure there's probably a better way of doing it, and if you have some tips and tricks that I can use to make this easier for myself, then by all means share them, okay? You're going to bake this for 30 minutes, and at the 15-minute point, which is halfway through, you're going to flip them, okay? So that's what we're going to do, and I'll be back after we're done with everything, all right? The 30 minutes are up. This is what they look like. And so I'm going to serve them with a sweet potato and my massaged kale salad. And they are delicious, delicious, delicious. So it's hot, but it's not that hot. So I'm just throw 6, 8, 10 on here. I'm going to try it. I hope it's not too hot, but we'll try it. What I will tell you is, because I don't know a whole lot about tofu, this is the way I like it. And the consistency, if you could think of a boiled egg, the white part of a boiled egg, that's the consistency of this, with a more crisp outside. These tofu bites taste delicious cold. They taste good if you want to cut the cubes up a little bit, throw them on a salad. You want to put it in a sandwich, a wrap. There's all kinds of ways you can use these. And for those of you who can't eat tofu, I'm very sorry. But maybe I can make something that will make up for this, okay? So, until next time, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell so that every time we upload a new video, you will get the notification. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you like it, and leave some comments below to let me know what you think of it. And if you've got any advice for cooking tofu that you know about, okay? So until next time, bye for now.